really hope I got to take pictures with all of you and get to hear your story and get to hug you during yesterday's meet and greet. Aw, we had it, we were there, we were excited to see everyone who came. I have a flight to catch in 45 minutes. So we're starting early. We're starting a little early for everyone who's here. Oh my God, I just want to say, Caitlin's gonna kill me because we have cards, we have an agenda. But I just want to say, love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for leading with your hearts and following the 2B mindset and sharing this program with the world. It's so critical for the world to have and for you to have in your life and for you to share with your family and friends. So thank you for bringing your priorities where they belong and making nutrition the main focus. And that's what today's about. First of all, hands up for Caitlin Blocker. She's like my 2B ninja behind the scenes, making all of our stuff so wonderful and making this possible. So thank you, Caitlin. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my story for anyone who's new and doesn't know it. And yeah, let's just get into it. So a lot of you might have heard my story before. I'll try to include some anecdotes that are fresh. But basically at 4 years old, I started having to struggle with my weight, that 4. I always ask someone when they're talking to me, when did you start having to think about your weight and everything? For me, it was literally at 5, 4, and it's crazy to have my own kids at these ages and think about it, but already getting my great aunt with a hearing aid that doesn't work to be screaming at family functions, she's so fat. She's so this is a problem, loud because she didn't hear her own thing and embarrassing me in public spaces. And it was so bad. I was kind of told to not like my body at a really young age. And that's, potentially very damaging and traumatic. And thankfully, I feel like I was too young to absorb it all. I knew I was embarrassed by it, but it still wasn't really connected to the changes I should be making, right? So it was more like a stigma that was placed on me of she's so heavy, she's so heavy. And then of course the line of, but she has such a pretty face. It's such a shame, that this girl is, so much bigger than everyone else her age. And every doctor's appointment, every pediatrician visit was just so, I would just cry. I would never want to go. And I had a sweet pediatrician. I had a sweet doctor as a kid, but she would just be like, Ilana, you see the charts? This is you off the charts. We got to get you on the charts. And then my parents, they didn't know what to do. I mean, they really struggled with their own relationships with food. And I try not to get too far deep into it, but it was just basically a demonstration of what not to do, because I got to see at a very early age that zone bars and quick fixes and all that stuff was just a cycle of negative everything. And I was really lost. And at 8 years old, finally, my pediatrician was like, you know what? Off the charts, so heavy. The blood sugar levels are looking like what you would expect to see in a 40-year-old man. I'll never forget that. And she was like, go to this weight loss camp, which a lot of people look at as a death sentence of embarrassingness. But again, thankfully I was too young to kind of see a stigma to it, because I was like, ooh, I get to go to a sleepaway camp before my other friends. And that's where it began, going on the scale, taking the before and after photos at 8 years old. And thankfully, I had a positive mindset about it, because I was finally around people who accepted me. I was finally around other kids who looked like me. And it actually just, for the best of it, just made me kind of fall in love with weight loss at an early age, because I associated it with being accepted, being loved, making it, supportive along with the community. And I'm so grateful to that experience, and I knew that I have to get it together. Finally, I don't know if you know, but I basically did a yo-yo cycling for 9 years, where I would lose weight in camp, gain more weight back in the school year, because my parents didn't know what to do. So I went right back to my old habits, eating cartons of Chinese food in front of the television, and eating whole containers of peanut butter, and getting a gift basket sent to my dad from a coworker of chocolates, and just going through the whole box myself as a 12-year-old, and really just overeating, volume eating, but not the right things, without a good mindset. And it wasn't until I was 13 after so many years of this weight loss struggle, after so many years of seeing poor role modeling, that I was like, enough's enough, I'm exhausting myself. And thankfully, I got to that point of just rock bottom, where I was like crying every night, staring at my body in the mirror, praying to God there would be like a quick fix or a miracle, and I would wake up one day in a different body that I felt was more reflective of who I am inside, this energetic, bubbly personality who's social and extroverted. And thankfully, I realized, you know what? That gift is, that quick fix doesn't exist. Because I really think that the sooner a person swallows that, they start to and accept it, like, this is my body, this is my metabolism. I had a geriatric menopausal metabolism as early as 8 years old. I have all the obese genes. So I was like, yeah, there's a lot working against me. I don't have parents who can cook. I don't have parents who know what to do. I don't have active family members. It's gonna be a lot of TV. It's gonna be a lot of divorces. It's gonna be a lot of drama and instability in your household, and you're just gonna have to figure it out. And I'm so blessed that I kind of saw that as an opportunity rather than a continued struggle. Saw it as an opportunity to solve a problem that I have never seen a solution for. Because I went to the Weight Watcher meetings, I did the calorie counting, and I saw it was all still quick fix. It didn't work. And I started figuring it out. I started doing water first, veggies most. I started realizing that broccoli can be smothered in cheese, and I could still go from 215 to 185 and 185 to 175 and all these things. And I realized that all these myths that were everywhere didn't really exist. And they weren't really true for me, because I was actually keeping a tracker and using the scale in a positive way to help me realize what matters. It's not this bar, that thing. It's not a pill, it's not this. It's, this is breakfast, and this is lunch, and this is dinner. And then I started seeing those results, and the moms of my friends who were going to their Weight Watcher meetings were like, Ilana, what are you doing? You look amazing, what's happening? And I lost 50 pounds on my own through high school with these methods, and all these moms were like, Ilana, you gotta tell me what you're doing. And so I was like telling them in my friends' kitchens. And then I realized I love sharing this. I am designed to share. I am not a gatekeeper. If I see something delicious that helps me lose weight, boom, you guys know about it right away. It's posted in the To Be Mindset exclusive community. I talk about it in office hours. I post it on my social media channel. I can't gatekeep. I struggle too much. I'm obsessed with making people end the struggle. End the struggle for life, because it doesn't have to be a struggle. The second you learn to love veggies, adopt them, see them as code, engineering our bodies to work better, not worse. It's a gift, it's a celebration, it's love, it's positive, it's wonderful. I feel so full all the time. I'm stuffed right now. I inhaled my lunch. I know that's awesome. I know that that's not something that I ever feel ashamed about. That's something that's gonna help me, not hurt me. And so once I became obsessed with how easy it really felt to take on and adopt this positive mindset and guidelines and structure and process, I knew I had to share it with the world. And so I became a registered dietitian. That was the hardest thing in the world. You guys don't know. It's very difficult. It's really, really, really difficult, but understanding nutrition at a cellular process and taking cellular biology and chemistry and biochemistry and organic chemistry and labs and all that stuff to understand this at a deeper level only helped me reinforce my mindset and show that, wow, power, every single bite you take has the power to help you or hurt you, either improve your hormones, your blood sugar, your energy, your vitality, your longevity, or not, which made me start to realize that all these foods I was saying were my comfort foods, my favorite foods, are really hurting me more than they're helping me. So how can I find something like Shakeology mug cake that is helping me so tremendously and without any sacrifice? This is too good to not share. And that's why I do what I do every single day. And then I got my master's in nutrition to help me continue to work on my health communication so I can express it to you and share these complex concepts in a way that's just doable and easy and sensible and fun and simple. And I'm so blessed that I've partnered with Beachbody, and I've been able to take this wonderful program that was working with my UCLA patients and my private clients and share it with the world now. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because without you, this beautiful gift of the To Be mindset that makes weight loss freeing and being healthy, happy, and this wonderful way of living that you don't have to feel trapped or stuck anymore. It is such a gift. I'm just going to I have a very special guest who's going to come on in a second, but I just want to say, at these summits is when I really get reinforced the importance of what we're doing all here today. Thank you for being here. Thank yourselves for being here. Really clap for your future family, friends, and clients who are going to benefit with the fact that you are here today. Because you being here today is going to proliferate into a domino effect of positivity that's going to allow people to live the best lives they could possibly live and stop feeling stuck. So I need you to invite. Share every single day what you do with the 2 Big Minds and how it's so wonderful for you, because there is someone there stuck who doesn't know it could be better. Who doesn't know it could be better, and you have to share that. The opening party, someone said to me, I can't believe, like, I'm in Texas, and this woman is so beautiful and wonderful, and she had lost like 50, 60 pounds with 2 Big Mindset. She's feeling incredible, and she was telling me how great 2 Big Mindset is. I said, I want an example. How has it changed your life? I need to hear. And she said to me, she's like, I'm in Texas. I haven't been in Texas in a long time. I know I'm not going to be here in a long time. I love Whataburger. So I went to Whataburger, and I had a Whataburger, and I enjoyed every freaking bite. It was delicious. And you know what I did? I went back to my room. I tracked it. You know, I feel amazing. I'm right on board. I drank my water with it. I found some veggies afterwards. The next day felt great. She goes, Ilana, I go, that's amazing. She goes, no, you don't understand. In the past, I would have beat myself up, waited till Monday, which would have inevitably went to next month, which would have just kept pushing the can off into a negative mindset, which would proliferate into negative results and a negative body. And I'm a better mom, I'm a better friend, I'm a better coach, I'm a better partner, I'm a better person because of this program. And I love you all, and that's all I want for you and for the people that you're gonna help. So thank you, I love you all so much. And now I'd love to bring up Jess, because woohoo, give it up for Jess. Without Jess, I mean, without you guys, I can't thank you all enough. So Jess, I'm gonna ask you to please share your story with the 2 Big Mindset, because this is like so hard to believe, honestly.
So my journey has actually started about almost 11 years ago, and I was 215 pounds. And it's funny that I started dieting around 140 pounds and thought the only way to lose weight was restricting myself, calorie counting, macro counting, giving up carbs, giving up everything I loved. And it just took me right back to square one. Anyone heard of like the HCG diet before?
Yeah. Injections, right?
Yeah, I took the drops, and you pretty much ate 500 calories a day, and then you were told to binge between the cycles of them. And by doing that, like, I ballooned all the way to 215 pounds because I wasn't actually learning how to eat healthy. And I had like a rock bottom moment at a work event where we had to write down all of our disappointments and our accomplishments for 2012. And I left that event thinking I didn't have any accomplishments, but I had a ton of disappointments. And they all stemmed from myself. Like, I had ballooned in weight, I wasn't taking care of myself, it held me back in life, my career, everything. And so I decided to start making changes, and that's kind of when I discovered Body. But my journey with 2B Mindset started actually about 4 years ago when I gave birth to my littlest, who will be 4 in September. And I realized that I was losing the weight once and for all, that I wasn't just losing weight and then gonna have another baby and then have to do it again, that I was done having babies. And I knew how to lose weight. You know, I had, measured food, I had done workouts with Body, but I realized I don't want to do that forever. I just want to learn how to just eat healthy. And when 2B Mindset got introduced, my biggest question, I actually remember reaching out to corporate, I was like, but how do I know how much to eat? Like, I'm not going to be able to do that because I need someone to tell me what to do. And I think that's what, like, we're all designed that someone else needs to tell us what to be eating, but what if you could trust yourself? And I think that was what made me go, man, that would be really cool if I could just know how much to eat, that I didn't have to look somewhere else and rely on a plan to tell me when I'm full and when I'm hungry and what I can eat. And I started doing it, and I was blown away because it worked. And for the first time, like, I felt free, and I felt like I could have that burger on the weekend and just go right back to it. There was no shame around it. It wasn't starting every single Monday again. And that's how I lost 44 pounds after having my third baby. And I keep it off with ease. With ease. It's like this weekend, it's like I've had lots of queso, I've had a margarita or two, but man, I've also had a lot of veggies. A lot of veggies, and I love veggies, and then being able to have sauce with it, it's so good. So that's my journey with 2B Mindset.
Yes.
changed my mindset around food.
Okay, and listen, I honestly, I just, off card, I just want to say, the people in this room, I'm not like, nothing to everyone at this whole convention. Everyone looks amazing. But it's so wild now being here at Summit for my, third or fourth year, whatever it is. You all keep looking better and younger every single day. And it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like the happiness and the ease of this program shows. You're all glowing, and that's not just from the humidity. When I see your befores and afters, which I love, please keep posting them and sharing them and the story behind them. But wow, sometimes I show my husband, he goes, no way, she's gorgeous, and I love it. I'm like, yeah, babe, hit on this picture. That's my bunny. You're all so inspiring. Okay, so we have questions. What is the importance of leading with the 2B Mindset Nutrition Plan? Basically what we wanted to do today, just so you guys know, is some of the top coaches in this organization and partners in this organization are leading solely with 2B. And we all heard Carl say yesterday, yeah, literally, yes. And we heard Carl say yesterday, like, commit to the nutrition plan that works for you, and the physical plan that works for you, and the mindset, whatever improvement that you're doing. Show that. And when people come in, you can explain to them what you're doing, and if they want to be open to, you know what, this person is not going to want boxing, they're going to want bar, you can bring that flexibility to them. But Jess and Siobhan and so many, and Katie and Natasha and all of you, like, who are literally the top coaches in the and top partners in the organization, are literally leading with 2B and just leading with 2B. So we wanted to kind of highlight that and show and get the best secrets on how that's done. So Jess, take it away.
Yeah, I'm curious, have you guys ever noticed that some of the top partners lead with one thing?
One thing.
And for a lot of times, I've seen people do this with programs. Emily Favre, for example, I think she went like diamond to 15-star with 80-day obsession, and I realized that it wasn't the work. I love our workouts, but nutrition is how I've gotten my results. So it's like, I realized early on, it's like, what if we lead with one thing? And my ideal prospect struggles with nutrition. And she's not working out because she doesn't feel good about her body. She doesn't have energy.
And no offense, like when I was 100 pounds heavier, I did not enjoy working out. Like my body it didn't feel as comfortable. Usually when people start with the 2B mindset, it's like after you get off like 30, 40 or whatever, it depends on where someone's starting, but like then it becomes the gateway to our platform.
Yeah, and my clients weren't falling off track because they skipped a workout. They were skipping the workouts because they felt like crap because they ate a burger and felt like miserable about it. And so I realized that a lot of people that come to me, their biggest objection was they didn't want to have to count calories. They don't want to have to count macros. They don't want to have to weigh and measure their food. And they thought that the only way to lose weight was giving up their wine and their dessert, and they have a sweet tooth, so they could never do that. And they doubted they could ever do it. And so leading with the 2B mindset, like, I'm leading with their biggest struggle and get to show them that 2B mindset is so different than anything else out there. That is why it is so unique. It is life-changing, and it gives people hope that like maybe I can actually lose weight once and for all, and I don't have to be miserable in the process. And I think that's the biggest thing, is you get to lead with one thing, or like pick your thing in this business. And if nutrition's your thing, your biggest struggle, and 2B's changed your life, lead with it. Let nutrition lead the way, and the workouts are extra credit.
Yeah. And literally, and there's so many people here who tell me they had an injury, they had a surgery, they started 2B mindset because they broke their foot, they couldn't work out anymore, so they knew that they had to dial in nutrition. This past school year, I couldn't work out the same because taking my kids to school and the whole situation, having a newborn, same thing, I broke my foot in June. My weight stays exactly the same when I cannot work out as when I can work out. Maybe I look a little bit more toned and a little less soft, but I don't have to give up. And no one has to give up. And when you lead with the 2B mindset, it's a celebration for people, because you can do this with the worst circumstances, with traveling, with stress, with not sleeping, as a nurse, as anything. And you can make it work for you. And once people are in the daily routine of the 2B mindset, and they have the core 4 bunnies, and they understand how to plate it, and they get these basics in, it's seamless to add Energize. It's seamless to add a 30-minute workout, 10-minute workout, a 5-er even if they want to, when they have access to the body platform, all of it. So Shakeology and everything. So Yes, thank you. Okay, how do you do it effectively? I think we got that. Okay, now we're gonna go into top 3 tips for both of us on building a business as an entrepreneur. And because we really wanted to show you, like, learn it, live it, lead it. Like, I think the coolest thing is, to be honest, like, I knew I wanted to scale this like program I was developing with my clients and at UCLA. I knew I wanted to take it to the next level. I kind of like pitched Carl to this on a random like Tuesday, like 7 or so years ago, whatever it is. And I'm so grateful that it worked out beautifully that I'm here with all of you, because it's amazing that living a healthy lifestyle could also be profitable for you. I mean, like, God bless. Health is wealth. Like, get it. You know? So we want to share how to feel more financially stable, how to feel like you're thriving in your business while thriving in your health. So here are my top 3 tips for building a business. I wanted to share. I love social media. Everyone says, Ilana, you're a content machine. Like, how do you do it? I honestly was like the first person in my high school on Facebook. I was just telling Amwala, I literally like emailed Mark Zuckerberg and I'm like, I know you're only taking college kids, but I have my acceptance letter. Can you please let me on the platform? I personally love social media. You guys can probably see, I was always like the girl with the camera and the scrapbooker and all that stuff. So I want to share though, ignore the numbers. This is a funny story, but basically my friend told me in New York, Ilana, I would love if you posted what you eat every day on Instagram. I'm like, Instagram? What do you mean? I have private clients. I don't want Instagram. What is that? This is, I don't know, at least, I think it's like a decade ago. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll start posting like, you know, those ugly filtered square photos of my food. And my husband called it Insta Poop, because every time he wanted to eat, I'm like, nope. And he was like, oh, I hate this thing. And then I started with literally 800 followers. I started getting clients. What are you doing? I mean, these pictures were gnarly ugly. They were not good. These posts were gross. And all of a sudden I started getting people saying, what are you doing? I want to work with you. I want to work with you. I want to work with you. And my husband started calling it Insta Cash. And so my biggest thing that I want to share with you, my number 1 tip, ignore the numbers. At 400 followers, I had people saying, how did you make that? What does that look like? How are you losing weight and like your clients look happy? I was posting like random bad lighting, everything, before and afters of like people in my UCLA group. And people were like, oh my God, that person is Hispanic, I'm Hispanic. It's so hard for us as a culture. How are you helping that person? It's really, it doesn't have to be a lot of followers. So stop and ignore the number. Same goes with the scale, okay? These numbers are helpful tools, but if you are a basketball player, you're not gonna win the game by staring at the scoreboard. You're gonna win the game by staring at the court, by putting it in the practice, by focusing on the process. So don't let the numbers distract you from posting it. I only got to 3 million social media followers or whatever it is by having 1 at a time. And that really adds up in a beautiful way. Okay, second tip is speak simply. This is really not easy. Part of my master's was actually a master's in nutrition education with a focus in health communication. So I'm gonna sum up this 3-hour master's in 3 sentences, but basically, people only understand a 7th grade reading level. That means short sentences. That means antioxidants are actually a 16th grade reading level word. Antioxidants, it is a 16th grade reading level word. You can literally put into ChatGPT or whatever you want the caption of your Instagram and say, now change this more simple, make this at a 7th grade reading level. I used to have an app I paid for like $6.99 a month or whatever, called like readable.io, and I would just put in blog posts, Instagram captions, everything, and it would flag, this is a 9th grade level word, this is a 10th grade level word, okay? So we're talking about Shakeology. Shakeology, delicious, helps curb my cravings, makes me feel good, keeps me consistent, done. You know, and if you want to go into moringa, that's in there, or the, great mushrooms, just take it 1 point at a time and speak simply, because people don't need you to be an expert. They need you to be real, they need you to keep it simple, they need to keep it short, because they're scrolling and in their own world. And step 3 is make your food look good.
Yeah. Because one, when you tag me to it, like I'll repost it. But this I had to learn the hard way because I eat sometimes gross, like so much sauce and everything. People tell me that they like it when I'm authentic. It doesn't do as well. So take a minute. It's funny. I hired a social media girl and I was like going online looking all crazy. She's like, just brush your hair. And I was like, oh, I don't care. And she's like, but would you brush your hair to go meet a friend for coffee? I'm like, of course. She's like, well, now you're going live to 200 plus people. So like, brush your hair, like clean up the drippings on your plate. And you all sometimes message me like, I love how messy you are with the food because that's my nature and it slips. But in general speaking, add a little garnish, make it look good, take some pride into it. Because honestly, sometimes when I put all this work into my meal, I'm like, good for me. Now I get to enjoy this beautiful thing. So put the effort in because it's worth it, and it doesn't have to be gorgeous. You don't need a food stylist, but like melt that cheese for 30 seconds in the microwave because gooey cheese looks so much better than cold stale cheese. We know it. So it might taste the same, but just get people realizing how delicious the experience can feel because that's a huge objection for a lot of people.
Yeah. So my top 3 tips. Very first one is invite. We hear this all the time, but really think about the people that are on the other side of the screen and how many of you would reach out to someone and be like, hey, I'm really overweight and I really struggle with food. I mean, there was a time I was literally, to stop myself from eating, had to pour dish soap on my food because I would overeat and binge even out of the trash can. Like, there's no way I was reaching out to someone and admitting that or asking for help. And I think oftentimes, like, we don't want to be pushy, we don't want to be this, that, or the other, but like, you have a life-changing and life-saving program at your fingertips, and if it's changed your life, like, do yourself a favor and invite the next person, because they might just not be ready to reach out to you or even click on a link, but if they reached out to you, and also get to know their problem. Like, ask them questions. Tell them why To Be Mindset is going to be the thing for them. Tell them why these workouts are going to be the thing for them. Tasha talked earlier about don't sell the Uber ride, sell the destination. When you get to know someone's problem, now you know that internal struggle. Tell them why this is different. That's the reason people are not purchasing. It's not that they don't have $219 in their bank account. It's because they think it's not going to work for them. They've tried so many different diets. I told someone earlier, they have like diet trauma. We're scarred from all the diets. I don't want to spend more money on something that's not going to work and going to make me feel like crap. You need to tell them why this is going to be different. And second tip is follow up. Just because you invite them doesn't mean they're going to say yes, but they're watching, and they're silently watching. How many people do you guys silently watch? I probably silently watch half the network, to be really honest. I don't ever I don't comment, I don't respond to things, but people watch, and they're watching you too. And the day you all said yes might not have been the very first time you were invited. I was invited to this business so many times before I ever said yes. And you know what? The people that first invited me didn't follow up. And what do you know? I didn't sign up with them. I signed up with the person that kept following, that invited me. And when I was ready, she was the first person. People are not always going to be ready the day you invite them, so you have to be willing to follow up. And don't take it so personally when someone doesn't respond to your message, because they could have been in the checkout line with their 3-year-old who is trying to grab all the candy and put it in the cart, and they're busy and they read your message and then put it down, and they just didn't see it. It doesn't mean that they think you suck and they don't want what you have and that you're pushy and salesy. It just means it wasn't the right time. And number 3 is don't quit. Seriously. Because, we were just looking at a summit picture from a few years ago, and there's only one person in a team of 40 that I had a few years ago that's even here right now. I've set over 70 people here with me this year. One person is in San Antonio with me. That means 39 people gave up on themselves and talked themselves out of it. And I hope if you get anything out of this weekend, it's that be here in a year. That was our summit saying a few years ago when I first started, was be here in a year. We all want those instant results, but just like weight loss, it doesn't happen instantly. And I guarantee, even To Be Mindset, you didn't learn overnight. You watched all the videos, you trial and error, you look back on your tracker, you see what works, what didn't work, and you have a business activity tracker that, what if you applied those same concepts and mindsets to your business activity tracker and was here in a year and got to celebrate with people being here, and you get to change people's lives with this. So just don't forget, remember why you started and commit to being here a year from now.
Yes. It's the overnight success thing is so funny. I was even telling Katie Moore, I don't know if she's here, that I feel, She's awesome. I was telling her the other night that like I see Jess and I see so many of you like through the process, and Katie like has recently like blown up on Instagram and just crushing it. And it's funny, I said to her, I'm like, so many people are gonna look at you at the elite party and everything and say, whoa, what an overnight success. And I was like, I feel every day of your process because I know that it's consistency that's been key for you, and it's been consistency that's key for me. I remember when I hit like, I don't know, 1.5 million on TikTok or something like that, I went live and I said, this was not overnight. Like, this is 10 years in the making. This is 20 years in the making. So it's about planting the seeds. The little 5 minutes a day that you're adding to tracking your food today will pay off in 50 years from now. We want the quick fix so fast. Life is so long. Life is so long. I tell people all the time, they're like, but I'm 60 and I still haven't gotten together. It's never too late to get it together. Make 60 the new 30, like whatever. There's so many beautiful women here with their daughters. They look like their sisters. It's incredible. The 2B mindset, it gives you life, it gives you energy, it gives you vitality. It's never too late to get it together. It's never too late to get started. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on your weight loss. Do not give up on becoming a top partner in this institution by leading with the 2B mindset. Okay, because you can all do it. You can all do it, and you all will do it. Okay, focus on leading with this one program. I promise it will change so many lives. I love what Jess said is, don't focus on also just leading with 2B mindset. Lead with, excuse me, miss, ma'am, who reached out to me, whatever. What do you see as your biggest struggle? My sweet, people will say sweet tooth. They'll say my late night eating. They'll say I have no time, I have no energy, I can't cook. All of this stuff. Keep listening. Keep listening. Show them. Yeah, we have the meal plans for that. We do have some recipe videos from that. Bring them into the ease of the 2B mindset based on the struggle they're having, and you will have so much success helping this person save their lives and becoming more profitable in the process, which is the most beautiful marriage ever. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here. It means the world to you and to all the thousands of people that are going to be helped because of today's meet and greet right now. So I love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love you. Should we take one question before my flight?
I think we can take like two.
Okay.
First hand I say.
Go for it.
So I would like you to talk, I'm sorry I'm going to get a little tearful,
Oh.
to people like me who are breast cancer survivors, who just need one phrase from you that says, start living. What's one phrase you
Stop
can
struggling, start living. I always like to say, go from, in my book, You Can Drop It, which I really recommend, and by the way, which comes with the 2B Mindset Base Kit now, and it is remarkable, okay? Because if you are someone who struggles with emotional eating, the book really dives deeper into emotional eating a lot. A lot of people read to the middle of the recipes, and then they forget the stop sabotaging chapter and all those chapters that are so good. So I'll say that I'd say the whole theme of my book, what I really wanted to make it is, go from destructive to productive. I have a concept I call my time displacement theory because I noticed it in myself. I spent so much time hating my body. You think, when you're at a point of not liking your body, hating how you look, hating how you feel, you think that you don't have the time to work out. I started doing an assessment of all the time I was wasting struggling. I was spending minutes crying a day, minutes in the mirror hating my body, minutes like eating food while telling myself how guilty I should be. I decided it's time displacement. Take all this time cutting yourself, cropping yourself out of pictures. I would be in pictures that would be posted on the internet. I would text my friend, can you please take it down? I'm gonna quickly edit it and then hide my body, and placing my body in pictures so that I was hiding in the back and whatever. That all takes time and energy. And I realized, why don't I just take this same bucket of energy, which is probably working out to be at least 20 minutes a day of hating my body, thinking about what I want to eat to satisfy my lonely craving or whatever it is next. Let me take it from being in a destructive place to a productive place of just writing down my food for 5 minutes a day in the corner of my notebooks. For just going on the scale in the morning so I'm not spending more time scared of what it might say, and just boom, just go on, just rip the Band-Aid off and just go on while my shower water is heating up for 2 seconds in the morning between brushing my teeth and moving on with my day. Rather than focus, do you know how much time people waste thinking about avoiding the scale? Oh God, I'm so scared, what could it be, what could it be? Oh my gosh, it's been so long, I can't imagine, it's probably so bad, it's probably horrible. It's not horrible. It's not bad. It's a number. We all start somewhere. We started way over 200 pounds. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's never too late to get it together. And when you start realizing that you're spending time and energy struggling, and if you just took half that time to doing something proactive, like writing down your food every day, planning out your meals for the week, looking at a menu before you go out to a restaurant with friends, telling your spouse before you take out the cookies from the pantry, please leave them in the kitchen, don't bring them to the bedroom. These little micro, speaking up, proactive habit changes that you make literally add up to change your entire life and reverse that struggle to be something that's actually the source of why you're thriving in the world. So I'm so sorry for your history and everything, and I just want you to thrive.
70-pound weight loss.
70-pound weight loss, love you. And what's your first name? Heather. If Heather wasn't invited by someone to know what body was or what tubing mindset was, this beautiful woman right here, she's pointed to in the front row, then she could have not been here in the front row, not have the 70 pounds down, and as a cancer survivor, that would have only instigated, and without eating vegetables for the last couple of months, that could have only triggered a higher risk factor for more health concerns.
A double mastectomy really causes some body image issues too. So
Yeah.
you've given me back a lot of confidence.
I love you. After this, make sure I hug you before my flight, okay? Caitlin, let's take one more. You're beautiful.
In the pink. So when you hit your weight loss goal, how do you change the mindset when the scale doesn't go down anymore?
Oh, great. By the way, this is like the best question. You should just know that the fact that I get asked so often, how do you stop being in weight loss mode? I keep losing weight. How do I know if I should go into Pilates? The fact that that is people's new biggest problem is like, we just clap for that. I mean, come on. Come on. We're all here because like that was not an issue in the past. What a great question. I always say maintenance mode for all of you. And by the way, even if someone tells me they're like 560 pounds, they're starting on day one, they know they have like 300 to lose, whatever it is, I always talk about sustainability from day one. Because as Jess said, there's not one program in the world like the 2B Mindset. That's the difference. We talk sustainability from day one, okay? And so, yes, you're gonna be doing the 2B Mindset. You're gonna put the effort in. Eventually, it becomes effortless. So the more effort you put into the 2B Mindset, the more effortless it becomes. Other weight loss programs, people lose weight, it's easy in the beginning. You don't do this, you do this. You don't do this, you do. That's easy. You have all been able to follow a list of 3 foods you can eat for 3 days at a time. That's easy. What happens in month 6 when, it's Mardi Gras or your sister's wedding or whatever, it's out the window. We all see that, we all know that, right? 2B Mindset's completely different. In our test groups, what we noticed is, this is kind of crazy, but the difference of 2B Mindset was made instantly clear to Beachbody when we started running our test groups, and we saw that the biggest weight loss month for people was month 5. Month 5, was that crazy? Our average weight loss was the highest in like month 5 of running the test group because we ran it for a really long time. Do you know how crazy that is? In the beginning, it's weight loss mode, you're figuring it out. Eventually you come into melting mode. It's very clear. This is what works, this is what doesn't. Then you enter maintenance mode. I think we need to rebrand maintenance mode to be called thriving and living our best life mode, which I'm currently love being in, but you always have to keep your pulse on it, People always say, oh, I stopped tracking. I actually just want to let you know, full disclosure, I say this all the time in all honesty, this is how I just live, I have no filter. But when I was developing the 2B Mindset, I had one kid, and I had been practicing the 2B Mindset principles for so long. I had water first, veggies most in my blood, and the scale every day as blood, and all these things played it. I could just see a menu, make it happen, as you all can do after a few weeks doing the program. And it got to the point where I was actually able to maintain my weight without tracking. And I remember I met Beachbody and we were developing it, and they go, oh, but you want to make tracking a core 4 principle? Like, you're not doing it every single day. I go, whoa, I'm never above the tracker. I come back from a vacation, I come back from a holiday, I'm up 4 pounds, I'm writing every single thing down. Bite it, write it, drink it, ink it, nibble it, scribble it. Like, it's not hard. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna look to anything else. That's all I'm gonna do. And so there was a point where I was able to maintain. COVID happened. I saw that scale go up and up and up. My kids, the stress, I mean, like, let's just face it, heck on earth, whatever you want to call it. So I went right back to tracking. Then I realized with having my third kid and working hard and all this stuff, tracking is a part of my life. Do you know how beautiful that is? I've accepted, like, yeah, I'll probably be writing down my food for 5 minutes a day for the rest of my life. So what? It's one of the most researched things that can help a person positively lose weight, help discover things that aren't working for you, are working for you. You see a doctor, they want to figure something out. You have months, years of records of what works, what doesn't. I've been able to catch hormone imbalances, all these things, what sleep works for me, what products work for me, what doesn't, with just 5 minutes a day. It is a beautiful lifelong habit. It is healthy, journaling every day, mindful eating. It is the best. So, I really recommend, back to your question on how to maintain weight. Now I realize, like, I absolutely need to track every single day, and I want to. It's a breeze, it's nothing. It makes me have a better week. So many people say they felt so happy doing the 2B mindset, and they can't get themselves back in there. The more you do it, the more you practice it, you realize it's only helping your life. Why today was great, fill that in on the bottom. Did you poop or not? Put that in on the bottom. How much water did you get? What's your current mindset at? Put it on the page. Put it on the page. What was your me time? Sometimes most days I write, me time is this. I write this. Writing this down for 5 minutes a day is my me time. Today was out of control. My best recommendation for maintenance on stop losing weight is track, is make it part of a daily process. And you'll see, I'm actually losing too much weight, so maybe I should fill it in here. Maybe it's a weekend thing or a weekday thing. Maybe I need to add in a snack. Once you hit your goal weight, write down your food every single day for at least a year or at least 6 months, so you see what that looks like, how maintenance fits into your lifestyle for a 6-month period. Because some people say, I hit my goal weight, I'm totally fine. You haven't maintained your goal weight for Christmas yet. You have not maintained your goal weight for a massive stress or in your life yet, God bless, right? But I want to let you know, I'll close with this. Life doesn't get easier, we get stronger. Life doesn't get easier, we get stronger. So it's never be above tracking, never be above rewatching the videos, never be above re-listening to the videos. I reinforce these habits every single day because I need to reinforce these habits every single day. And the more I teach them, the more it comes into my blood. So the more you live it, you lead it, you are going to not only be extremely profitable, because people are gonna be like, I saw you lose that weight. I saw you lose 30, 40 pounds 3 years ago. You were still, like Mickey and so many people in Saudi in our original test group, they've maintained their weights for years. It's so admirable. They just get people in on that premise alone. They don't even focus on their weight loss. They focus on, I'm maintaining my weight for years. Do you know how revolutionary that is? No one else can say that. So maintain your weight by learning with the tracker what works for you, what doesn't. Join our office hours if you want more specific questions, or have me analyze the tracker, because I do that on office hours. And just know that you maintaining your weight so beautifully is, it's like money in the bank. I mean, that's like the most inspiring thing ever, as shown by Jess and so many more of you here. So I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. You got this. You got this. I love you so much. Guys, we're gonna take one selfie. Oh my gosh. No. Get together, do not leave this room. I know you are dying to get to your water and to your bathroom breaks, because we all are. Just get in. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I look insane.